Welcome to the 10-point purchase plan. 5 reasons why you need to play a game, and 5 reasons why you shouldn't even bother. Because no game is perfect, and no game is a total pile of garbage. Now I want you guys to know that this is Final Fantasy Type 0, which means that the game is massive, so we may not have a perfect match for the video clips. But if you would like to record full HD clips yourself, make sure you pick up an Elgato HD60. It's what we use, and you can get more information on it from the link down below. Your first reason to buy Final Fantasy Type 0 is the goddamn variety. You get 14 characters that you get to be. That's 14. You like guns? You got a guy with a gun. You like chain whips? You got a guy with chain whips. You like swords? Well, we got a guy for that too. You like using frogs as a weapon? Well, we don't have a guy for that. But there is a float-blowing support character that you can be. The first reason to not buy Final Fantasy Type 0 is that there are massive camera issues, and you're gonna notice these right away. Now, I understand why they're there because this was ported over from the PSP, but when we got our HD remake, they really should have considered changing the camera around a little bit to make it work better with the PS4 and Xbox One. But since they didn't, some people have been reporting getting some motion sickness. The second reason to buy Final Fantasy Type 0 is the music, the cutscenes, and the interactions that you have among the characters. If you're a fan of the Final Fantasy series, and therefore a fan of RPGs with an anime feel, then you will absolutely love the latest addition to this series. The second reason to not buy Final Fantasy Type 0 is the fact that just like other Japanese RPGs, this one has a very heavy grind to it, and you'll spend lots of hours keeping all of your characters at the same level, or you'll use a loophole involving the clock in your console to change around some things. Either way, some people love grinding, some people hate it, and for the most part, I've met most people that don't like grinding, so we're putting it up here as a reason to not buy Final Fantasy. The third reason to buy Final Fantasy Type 0 is the combat. Now, you still get the normal enemy encountering mechanics, but this time you get much more of an action feel that includes timing your dodges and timing your attacks. It's a nice change-up from the classic formula. The third reason to not buy is the game has some balancing issues with its enemies. A few times we went into a level and the enemies themselves were super easy, while the boss would practically one-shot us. An easy fix was some grinding, but then we go back to reason number 2 to not buy, which is the grinding. The fourth reason to buy is the Chocobo reason. It makes a return with a vengeance and it's super fun. Plus, there's multiple tiers of Chocobo, from speed, endurance, and attacking ones. Basically, you can pick which Chocobo you want for your group and your situation. The fourth reason to not buy is the lack of a pause option, and this is a bit of an odd choice. Now, it's understandable in a lot of online titles, but this is an offline game, and it creates some odd moments where you want to pause for the bathroom or something, and you find yourself looking for a safe place just to leave the game on. The fifth reason to buy is the Airships minigame. You actually get an airship to fly around freely once again, something that I don't think we've had in a Final Fantasy for quite some time. And this one comes with its own minigame where you're shooting at dragons as they fly around. The fifth reason to not buy is the other minigame, the Invasion game, which is a kind of real-time strategy game, and it just feels a little out of place as you go from an action-oriented combat system to a much slower-paced system. It's an odd cross between Final Fantasy Type 0 and Dynasty Warriors, and this may be a reason to buy for some people, but for us, it just felt too out of place and it's a reason to not buy. Now those are our 5 reasons to buy and not buy Final Fantasy Type 0. So as usual, follow us on Twitter so we can talk about this and all the other video game goodness that we bring to you in Eligible Monster, and don't forget, we try to bring you 2 videos a week, so why don't you subscribe? I'm Benny for Eligible Monster, and I'll see you next time right here.